Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here to do my comic reviews for the week. Alright, first of all, before I get into the comics, I just want to say I did see the Super Bowl spots for Thor and Captain America, as well as the X-Men First Class trailer that was released yesterday. And all I have to say about them is my anticipation for the movies is now, well, first, the trailer for First Class has actually made me raise my expectations for it because it looks amazing. So now, the order in which I'm excited to see the movies from least excited to most would probably be Thor, First Class, and Captain America. Captain America probably because I know him better than Thor. Okay, I have to be honest. I haven't read a Thor comic in ever. So, yeah, I know who the characters are, I know what their roles are, it's just I haven't really read a story based in the Thor mythos yet. So, yeah, I'm going to have to pick up some Thor graphic novels and get a frame of mind before I go into the movie. Alright, now for comics this week. So kicking off Marvel is my favorite title that Marvel has been producing, Amazing Spider-Man 6. Amazing Spider-Man. And in the conclusion to the whole Insect Army story arc, Max Modell is convinced that Peter Parker is hired by Spider-Man to work for him. Now, when I reviewed the last issue, I had a theory that Max would probably figure it out, but he didn't. Instead, he thought that Spider-Man has hired Peter to make him the weapons because he believes that a man with both spider powers and a vast knowledge of science is pretty hard to come by, so he and Spidey are the same person. So Max helps Peter build the device he needs to sort of get rid of the Insect Army's extra senses, but if Spider-Man's within the bomb, then he'll lose his spider sense as well. So Spidey goes off to find a place to set the bomb along with the wireless detonator. While the rest of the new Avengers are helping the Jameson family be safe from an army of insects. But right when Spidey finds the perfect spot to set his bomb, Smythe's jet is there, and so's the Scorpion. And Spidey and the Scorpion duke it out until his wrist detonator is damaged, so he has no choice but to release the bomb. But just to push the bomb from itself. So he does so, which unfortunately takes away his spider, which removes all the extra senses, but no more spider sense. I don't know if this is temporary or permanent, but because he doesn't have a spider sense, he did not know that Spencer Smythe survived this plane. It didn't warn him that Smythe was in this plane, so he comes out, and so Smythe comes out, and he kills someone very important to Jonah Jameson. I'm not going to say who. I want to avoid the spoilers, and don't put it in the comments below about who dies, because I kind of want to keep this spoiler free. But it's a death that makes Jonah realize that this isn't Spider-Man's fault; it's his. It was a nice conclusion, and I liked it. I liked the way, and it's good to hear that Jonah for once admit that this isn't Spider-Man's fault; it's his. And also in this issue, we get a sneak preview to the new Venom series that's coming out. The new Venom is Flash Thompson. And Flash has entered a government project which has bonded the symbiote to him. It's given him his legs back, as well as Spider-Man's abilities. And they've given him the codename Venom because Spider-Man doesn't kill, so that won't cause fear amongst terrorists. And he gets some sort of weird transforming gun. And also, another interesting is that the Army now, that Flash's bond with the symbiote will only be temporary, so it won't be permanent. So it won't permanently bond with him and make him insane and take control of his body. So the government's pretty much going to take the symbiote on and off him and only use it for missions. And after Flash leaves, we've learned that there was one other soldier who went through the same process, and he was killed by them because the symbiote made him insane. So, yeah. Okay. The Venom series that's coming out, it looks interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get it because, well, I don't want to spend too much money on comics, okay? Amazing Spider-Man, awesome, still an awesome series since Dan Slott took over, and I really love the whole big-time premise, whole big-time huge arc that this is. It's great. Alright, next Marvel comic. Ultimate Avengers versus New Ultimates. And even though the tagline here is Death of Spider-Man, it's supposed to be part of the Death of Spider-Man story arc. There is absolutely no mention of Spider-Man in this issue. Not at all. None. Oh, hey, Spider-Man is out in Manhattan or something. No, there's absolutely no mention of the web slinger at all in here. If you are a fan of the Ultimates or the Ultimate Avengers series, then I'd recommend picking this up. I'm not going to go for the full series, okay? I like the Ultimates. I liked Ultimate Avengers, the first series, but I'm just going to trade weight this. When the paperback comes out, I'm going to get it, but as for the series, I'm just going to skip it. All that happens here is that the Ultimates consisting of... Oh, well, first of all, Tony Stark is hospitalized because of his brain tumor, and Thor, Captain America, and the Ultimates, which consist of Black Widow 2, Thor, Captain America, and the new Giant Man, Scott Lang, have learned that there's been some black market superhumans developed, and that apparently Nick Fury is behind it. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this. I was a little confused because I didn't read the last Ultimate Avengers series, or New Ultimates for that matter. So I was a little confused. If you haven't been keeping up with that, you might be confused. You're going to be confused a lot. I was. So, but I'd say this is a nice setup issue. Pick it up if you have been following all the Ultimate Avengers and New Ultimates. Okay? Now for Ultimate Spider-Man 153, The Death of Spider-Man Prelude. This is only a prelude to the Death of Spider-Man. Not the actual story, it's a prelude. This is just the sort of prologue. Alright. Now, after many issues of teasing, Peter finally attends his superhero lessons with Iron Man. And of course, Iron Man immediately tells Peter that he has no idea what he's doing. He doesn't really have a plan for this, and he pretty much voted that Spider-Man was fine the way he is, but unfortunately he was outvoted, so, you know. Meanwhile, in Soho, Black Cat has the Zodiac key, and she talks to Mysterio, who is trying to buy it from her because he fears that she won't understand the key's power, because way back when Wilson Fisk first got it, he touched the key for only a moment, and all of a sudden he annihilated an entire village, and it scared him. He realized that no one should ever have this power. And Iron Man shows Spider-Man his armory and stuff, which makes Peter really happy. They have a talk about great power and responsibility, and while they're doing that, they sense a huge energy spike in the city, and they suit up to go check it out. When they get there, Black Cat has annihilated half of Soho, and Mysterio's still trying to get the key back, but then, as she's giving it to him, Spider-Man tells her, don't do it, but then Mysterio has the key, and all of a sudden we get a huge blast getting ready to get launched. Okay. If we're going to do Death of Spider-Man, you can't really add a life or death teaser with him and Iron Man. When they get to there, then all of a sudden a blast forms, so, you know, they're probably going to live from that. Okay? You know, this was pretty dull, actually. I have to say, this was, I don't know, pretty dull. I mean, the Zodiac Key is one of the most powerful things in the Marvel Universe, so that's in the hand of a madman like Mysterio. Bad news. But not really much of a teaser here. I mean, we finally get the superhero lesson and nothing happens, just a discussion. That's it. I can't wait to see Spider-Man's lesson with Captain America, though, because Captain America wanted to put Ultimate Spider-Man in jail. No idea how that's going to turn out, but I'd say pass on this. My honest opinion, pass until you get to the actual Ultimate Spider-Man story. Okay? Moving right along. Not for DC, Superman 708, guest starring Wonder Woman. Alright, going into this, I had low expectations for this issue. I mean, really, really low expectations. So, all that happens here is that Superman meets with the Superhuman Squad, and they pretty much tell him what he are. They pretty much show him around, show him that in the future there won't just be one Superman protecting the universe, but a ton of them. Not just the universe, but a ton of Superman across all time and space. And they tell him that this depression of his may lead to this depression of him questioning the very ideas he grew up with will eventually cause him to make a choice that would either mean the end of the Superman squad before it begins, and creating a new timeline, or making them stay into the main timeline. Confusing. Time travel. Yep. And when they return him to his present day, they tell Superman that he inspires a woman to do great things on this day. And Superman shows at Lincoln, Nebraska. Wait. Yep, Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where he is. Just wanted to be double sure about the location. He saves a school bus from falling off a bridge. And watching him from distance is the new Wonder Woman. And Superman's starting to notice that a flash flood is causing the water to high and people will drown, but there's also a tornado coming, so he can't deal with both. He has to make a tough decision. Fortunately, he notices Wonder Woman, and he asks her to help. So she helps protect get the civilians to higher ground while he deals with the tornado. And the woman that's been following Superman since way back a couple of issues ago is dealing with Wonder Woman, saying that she ruined her plan to make Superman make a difficult choice that would eventually lead to the end of who he is, or something. So she and Wonder Woman fight for a brief moment, but then she decides to do the right thing and go save civilians. Superman congratulates Wonder Woman, and she tells him that he helped show her what it means to be a hero. And of course, then Superman gives the usual speech about how it shouldn't take long to repair the damage to their neighborhood, everything's going to be fine, while the woman watches from a distance again, saying that this descent is only the beginning. Okay, 708, Grounded. Alright. Well, the thing with Wonder Woman was probably the only positive note about this issue. That's the only thing I had to say. All the Superman squad did is just tell him what we already know. He's depressed. And this, again, Grounded is getting ridiculous. It's dragging too long and it's getting boring. It's long and dull. They really need to end this soon. Just end it some way. I hope this story arc comes to an end before 2012. Or hell, even before Flashpoint. Before Flashpoint, that would be best. Or if when Flashpoint concluded, Grounded never happened. That would be even better. Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. Red Robin number 20. Where Red Robin with the Teen Titans. Tim, back in Gotham, has discovered that someone has reprogrammed Lonnie's firewall into the Internet, and to his surprise, it's mercenary for hire Catman. Tim chases Catman about this, and Red Robin is able to get him near the docks, but then Catman reveals that the Internet, when developed by the Calculator, used codes to let people know in case someone hacked in. So now Catman pretty much let Calculator know where Tam Fox was, who was with Red Robin at the time in the Internet, and he basically has to go save her now. So Tim's trying to make sure he gets there in time to make sure Tam isn't hurt, and asks Batgirl where she is. She's unable to make it. Tim's trying to get there, but then all of a sudden her dorm building is shot with a missile, and apparently, fortunately, no one was hurt. So now Tim checks the footage of the guy who fired the missile, figures out it's the calculator, but then starts to realize that the match isn't 100%. So he does another scan across the world to figure out where he could be, and he gets 147 matches. So Tim realizes he needs help. And he calls in his old buds, the Teen Titans. And everyone's happy to see him. Group hug, yay. And they now get to work. Oh yeah, Damien's being a little prick again. And Tim is able to figure out where the main server nest is for the calculators. Well, basically Tim figures out that the calculators can be 147 places at once by using robots of himself. And Tim is able to figure out their server nest, which is in Istanbul. And they decide to send Damien out since he won't be the one to be recognized. Well, he's the least recognizable. Well, Damien's in civilian clothes, but still. Damien goes out, spots one of the calculator robots, and they're able to figure out that the calculator server nest is underneath the nightclub. And the Titans are all checking out, making sure everything's trying to find the calculator, but then Damien notices one and chops his head off. Fortunately, it's a robot. A robot with a bomb. Kid Flash gets Damien out of the way, and Superboy takes care of the explosion. But then Tim realizes that there's enough C4 packed in there's a lot of C4 packed in the robot, and now they have to figure out how to protect the civilians from the robots that haven't detonated. And you can start to notice some of the calculator robots in the crowds. So yeah. And it's going to be concluded in this month's issue of Teen Titans. Now then, Red Robin number 20. This was pretty good. I like Tim. It's Tim Drake with his friends in the Titans where he belongs. Maybe we can make this permanent. Just saying is all. It would be nice if Red Robin could go back to the Teen Titans, but he can't. So, well, not now anyway. Hopefully we can see more adventures with Tim with the Titans, but for now we can only dream. And some people can write fanfics and post them on the internet. Alright, now for the final DC comic, Flash number 9. The prelude to Flashpoint. Central City gets a visit from Hot Pursuit, who has been mentioned in the solicitation for this issue for months now. Barry goes to work on a Saturday because he's been called in to deal with Central City's cold cases. But when he gets there, he's told he has to work on a fresh victim, which is a kid who is told that he's dressed like a superhero. And Barry goes off, has no idea who this guy is, does a quick DNA check, and then meanwhile every member of the Flash family, Jay, Wally, Bart, are all getting together for a picnic, but Barry says he can't make it, talks to Iris about this, about how he's missing it, and he discusses what he saw in the mirror, which was his mother alive in the present day. And he should be there, but lately things feel wrong. And then Barry's friend and associate Forrest tells him they've got a match, which is a boy dressed up like elongated man's old costume called the Elongated Kid. And apparently he's 16 years old, but the body is of an old man. So Barry tries to figure out where. Barry says that he needs help with this, and they need to find some ginger salt, which Barry thinks is probably the cause of the guy's powers, because it's the same thing the elongated man used. And now Barry's pretty much in the office trying to get a hold of an old friend of his who could probably help him out a lot in this case. And then all of a sudden he gets Hot Pursuit drives by, and Barry suits up, runs off to the dock, and he asks who he is, and Hot Pursuit takes off his helmet and says his name is Barry Allen, and he's here to save history from the greatest threat time anomaly to reality. Well, let me see if I got this right. He has single greatest time anomaly to ever threaten reality. Okay, got it. Sorry, a lot of big word there. Flash number 9. This is pretty awesome. We got a setup with the dead body of an old man who apparently is a kid who has elongated man's power, who has the powers of elongated man. An old friend and partner of Barry Allen. And I mean superhero partner, not cop partner. And the setup with Hopper suit being that he apparently is Barry Allen, which is strange. And if he is Barry, and could he be Barry's descendant? Because if he could be Barry's descendant. If so, then why doesn't he have super speed? Why does he need a motorcycle that apparently runs on power, that apparently runs on the Speed Force? Who knows? I would say of the DC Comics, my pick for the week would be Flash number 9, because this is a great setup for Flashpoint so far. And yeah. Okay, time to run through the week. Flash number 9, awesome setup. Awesome setup, definitely my choice for the week. Red Robin number 20. Hopefully we can get Tim back with the Titans for more of a regular basis than just this one crossover. And Superman 708. Pass if you can. If you're low on money, just pass. Just skip it. Same with Ultimate Spider-Man 153. Pass. Just pass it. Avengers versus New Ultimate. Ultimate Avengers versus New Ultimate number 1. Only see it if you're a fan of the New Ultimate Avengers or New Ultimates, okay? If not, then just trade weight it or just skip it altogether. And Amazing Spider-Man 654. Awesome. Pick it up. It's great. And Comic of the Week. And like I said, Comic of the Week, I would probably have to go is between these two. I would say Flash. My point goes to Flash number 9 because it's more of a great because this story ended. This story is just kicking off and looks exciting. Okay, and that's all I have to say. Spider-Man 1991 saying, see you later.